fastest show in sports.
Far too often, some of the stories in sports that need to be told are overlooked because they're not important to some people, because it's not a sport that maybe everybody follows. It's an issue that bothers some people, or could just be that we become so desensitized to life, to athletes being people that are just like us at the end of the day, doing a job, taking part in something that they love, that we just we look past them. They're big stars. Don't bother talking to them. Leave them alone. Matter of fact, they can't know what I'm going through. That's why they're big stars in sports. I get that. I have been in this business a long time. I have met a lot of people. I have interacted with hundreds, maybe thousands of people who are notables, celebrities, stars. I've also rubbed shoulders with a lot of athletes and coaches who are just people playing a sport looking to get by. They're not the most well-known, but they have a passion in their heart for what they do. I have heard a lot of stories about people off the field, off the court, off the ice, off the playing surface. I have seen many things happen with a lot of people that are personal in nature, that have been bothersome, that have been worrisome. But in many cases, it has given me a different perspective on the athlete, who they are without putting on a uniform. A lot of stories. I can honestly say that this is a story that has affected me, that has impacted me, and that has made me really, really angry. Linus Ullmark is a goaltender in the National Hockey League. He used to play for the Boston Bruins. That's where I watched him, and as a fan of the Bruins, I cheered him on. Never met the guy. Wish I have. Wish I had. Wish I still could. He was traded to the Ottawa Senators, and he was beloved in Boston when he played with Jeremy Swayman. The two guys were thick as thieves, close. Families were close. I mean, they were inseparable as friends and teammates. When he got traded, it was a business decision. And people could see there was a change when he went to Ottawa. No one could quite put their finger on it. And then one day recently, Ullmark was gone. He had taken a leave of absence. And the team said nothing. No word. What happened after that is something we'll get to in a moment. But Linus Ullmark hasn't spoken about this until this week on TSN, the Canadian Sports Network, where he gave a one-on-one interview and answered some very personal and very uncomfortable questions, including the one that everybody wanted to know.
Normally, when somebody takes a leave of absence, we'd want to respect the privacy, but given the fact that your leave became so public and that the organization also released a statement that was very strongly worded, we have to ask, why did you take the leave of absence?
So the real reason is mental health. And there's been a lot going on for a long time. I would say dating back to ever since the trade. And a lot of things has been positive as well throughout the years, or these times. But a lot of the things that I had, gone through or worried about or whatever, hasn't really been dealt with in the right way. And so things has been piling on, off the ice, on the ice, stuff like that. And it comes a time, and you never know when, where the cup starts to overflow. And for me, that was the game against Toronto, where I was having panic attacks, not attacks, but seriously having anxiety problems and panic in between first and second period and leading into the first period. But the interesting thing is that we hockey players always think that things are gonna kind of sort themselves out. So I kept playing, thinking that the first period is gonna, everything will settle once I get out there. And then you let in the first goal, first shot, first period, 45 seconds in. Doesn't really make you settle in very nicely. Now your thoughts starts to get even more louder. And the thing is that I've learned a lot back in the day when my dad passed regarding depression, regarding sadness, how to really make the darkness your friend.
You imagine how difficult that was? Talk about that in public. I mean, let's face it. Hockey players and a lot of athletes are looked upon as macho, big-time, indestructible people who never have emotions. The only emotions they have are maybe anger and good feelings when they win championships, but we don't ever see them as people. We see them as cartoons sometimes. So Linus Ullmark sat down, looked into the eyes of the interviewer, and told her about his mental health struggles, about how difficult it was. And you could hear it, you could see it, you could feel it. And he's right. In mental health, illness, sometimes you embrace the darkness because you don't know any other way out. But he felt the time was right to say something. And the reason he did is because of rumors and the absolute evil, hate, despicable nature of people on social media who do nothing more than spread hate, lies, whatever they can. They want attention. They want to draw attention to themselves. Every single day on every form of social media, there are lies. There are people who are hurting other people for no other reason than they have the ability to, and they want to. They want attention drawn to themselves. Within 24 hours of Linus Ullmark taking his leave of absence, there were social media posts, and I saw it. I usually record these things just to have them to talk about later, and I didn't because I was disgusted. Where there was an individual saying, this is 100% true. This is what he said on his post. That Linus Ullmark had an affair, and it angered his wife, And apparently there was involvement, according to this person, with other members of the senator's team, and that Ullmark's wife had gone to other wives and made word of it and started to spread in the locker room that Linus was telling, if you will, was informing on the cheating of his male teammates. And that the team had kicked him out because he was revealing something that goes on behind doors, and that they didn't trust him anymore. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that was the gist. And the gist, this rumor, this post, went wild on various boards, even those that weren't National Hockey League, because of the salacious nature of it, because of the evil of it, because of the laughter it brought about. Oh, look at this, another athlete that's cheating. Bunch of athletes cheating, and finally one of the guys told us about what's going on. All lies. I got on the phone and I contacted a friend of mine who knows the NHL. And I said, what about this? Got back to me very quickly and said it's complete bullshit. As I thought it was. It didn't make sense. But as a journalist, you check into things. But that was the rumor that was out there. His teammates had to address this in the locker room. And they went off on this being nothing more than bullshit. And they felt as if they were being dragged into this nonsense. So Ullmark had just told the organization and his teammates what was going on. And then later, he found out about this rumor. Didn't see it right away. And he had to, in the midst of a mental health crisis, he had to address rumors meant to destroy him, his family, his team. All for clickbait.
You know what the weirdest part of it all is? And that is, I'm taking an absence of leave. It's very upfront with the team, telling them there's a mental health issue, because it was. And I didn't have the tools to deal with it. Things would just kind of spiral afterwards. And then Ian told me, when I came back here, that the rumors that was being spread about me and my family started the day after I taken an absence of leave. And people wonder why hockey players, professional athletes, are not talking. Why we're not showing any sort of emotions. Why mental health in men and in women are a stigma. It took them less than 24 hours from my absence of leave to try to find reasons to why I'm gone. Saying that I'm a homewrecker, a person that no one likes in the team, and I can't defend myself. Like, I didn't know about this until days later. And it sucks because I have a family. I have a wife, I have kids. I get sent text messages asking like, hey, are you guys good? I'm like, yeah, why? And then, they tell you about the rumors and you're like, what the f*** is wrong with people? So, of course we're not gonna say anything. Because people love to just drag you down. They just want to find a reason to bring you down to their level. They don't care. General public do not care. In a way. I'm not speaking about the Sens fans, because they've been awesome. But if people really, really want us, or in sports in general, us to be more upfront and honest, yeah, you gotta take a hard look at yourself in the mirror, because this is just the proof I have now that, I understand why people are shutting themselves in and tend to do other things than to ask for help.
What is wrong with you people? Ullmark asks the right questions. What is wrong with the people, the animals? I know, I don't want to call them animals. That's wrong. I don't want to insult animals. The vermin, the cockroaches, the true evil of what populates social media, and just having a laugh, having a giggle at somebody's misfortune. There's a man who's in a mental health crisis, and he's being faced with this, going after his family, his wife, his teammates. And Ullmark admits that there was a time in all this where he thought his teammates really wanted him out, wanted him gone because of this. He was scared. All because of the sewer, the bubbling bullshit that rises every single day on places like X, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, TikTok, all of them. None of them are immune. And Ullmark brings up the point. There used to be a time when we as journalists, we used to be able to talk to a lot of the athletes. We actually befriended them. They trusted us. But now with some of these nickel and dime ass clowns who pretend to be members of the media, when all they are is just another blogger, another content creator with no ethics, no morals whatsoever. They dig in for the dirt because that's all they want. Because they know that there's a clickbait out there. That there's people out there who will listen to this, who will lap it up, who will click on it, who will spend time with it, who will revel in it with them, who will be part of this despicable nature of hate on social media. God damn you people. God damn you, every single one. What is wrong with you? Why is it that we always have to jump at some sort of a conclusion? Something's happened. We have to be in there. These people who have to be in there first start rumors, start innuendo, damage human beings. It's a sport, God damn it. These are human beings. They don't deserve it. I see it every day. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, and I will call it out every time I see it. On my social media pages, on the ones that I inhabit, I won't allow this to happen. I won't. I will say something. I will take names. I am ashamed of what some of my so-called media cohorts have become with the dirt-digging, shit-flying against the wall nonsense that they put out there simply because we've got to be first and we've got to report it and we've got to get people to click on us. Screw you. God damn you. And goddamn everybody who believes in it too, who follows it, who becomes part of it, who knows full well that this is all just absolute screaming undeniable bullshit, but you'll become a part of it because it's cool, because it's fun. I won't say the word. I won't give you the satisfaction. F you. Every single one of you. I've never met Linus Ullmark. I hope someday I do. I applaud him for coming public. Because I guarantee you, he's not the only individual, he's not the only athlete who suffers from mental health and has mental health crises. What we place upon these people is unnecessary. Yes, we take them to task. Yes, I've done it too. But I don't make it personal. And I don't spread rumors. Like these cockroach, sewer-dwelling, nonsense clickbait trolls. There's so many words I want to say right now. So many! But I'm not going to. I've said enough. Oh, there's a lot of words I'll use. I applaud Linus Ullmark. I hope other athletes learn from it. I hope that Linus and other athletes can learn to trust people again. People like myself and other legitimate journalists who aren't here to hurt, who aren't here to damage, but are here to inform and entertain. Maybe, just maybe, this will stop something from happening. I hope so. But think twice. When you're on social media, when you're saying things, think twice. You can denigrate somebody's performance. You can say they sucked for the night. Their head wasn't in the game, whatever. But you don't have to make it personal. Because you never know what other people are going through. You never know what's happening in their lives. They're not all just living a life of parties, sunshine, and poolside margaritas. They're people. Maybe we ought to start treating them like it. Maybe someday we'll treat you like a person again when you stop becoming the heinous, hateful individual that you seem to applaud along the fetid, excrement-laden lane that is called social media.
Ed Berliner, the fastest show in sports.